Okay, so this is another one that popped up on Discord. The real question is Linux about alternate choice? Big answer, no. Seriously, Linux is a kernel and has nothing to do with choice. It has, however, something to do with ethics and games journalism. I don't know why, but we'll get into it. I haven't really read this, just like this top bit here. So this comes from a mailing list, it looked like. And development discussions related to Fedora. Linux is not about choice, blah, blah, blah. Linux is about choice. If I could only have... Let me bump the zoom up a little bit. If I could only have one thing this year, it would be to eliminate that meme from the collective consciousness. It is a disease. It strangles the mind and ensures you can never change anything ever because someone somewhere has OCD'd their environment exactly how they like it. And how dare you change it on them when you're so mean? And next time I have friends over for Buffy night, you're not invited, Mom. He's sitting on my side again. Yeah, that's pretty accurate because many developers get kind of picky when you change the environment on them out of nowhere, which kind of makes sense. But if you are, I guess it does lean into certain developers or people keeping up with updates because certain things will get deprecated over time. As a consumer, yes, you have lots of choices in which Linux you use. This does not mean Linux is in any sense about choice any more than because there are so many kinds of cars you can buy that cars are about choice. The complaints up thread about Juju and Pulse are entirely valid, but the solution is not to try to deliver two things at once. If you try to deliver both at once, you have to also deliver a way of switching between the two. Now you have 3 moving parts instead of 1, which means the failure rate has gone up by a factor of 6. 3 parts and 3 interactions. We have essentially already posited that we have insufficient developer effort to have 100% complete features at ship time, so asking them to take on 6 times the failure rate when they're already overburdened is just madness. Alternatively, we could say that we're integrating features too rapidly. But you do that at the expense of goal 1, to be the showcase for the latest and greatest in free software. So this is an interesting one, yes. So depending on how many developers you have on a project, it may be easier to implement those different moving parts at the same time. But then it becomes an issue of you've got to test those parts interacting together. And so you have a choice of which module you use in that situation, but you don't always have a choice of the functionality of it unless you add that functionality yourself. Software is hard. The way to fix it is to fix it, not sweep it under the rug. This is more an issue of ignoring a bug as it happens. So when you have something break or a bug, you have to fix it. You don't ignore it. If you've got a vulnerability in OpenSSL, then you fix it. You don't sweep it under the rug and hope that no one finds it and fix it once you absolutely have to. You fix it proactively rather than allow it to sit and fester and become an issue in a production environment when after everybody suddenly loses their work documents on their computers because of an OS update. And there's a legitimate discussion to be had about where and how we draw the line for feature inclusion, and about how we increase and formalize our testing efforts, and about how we develop and deploy spike solutions for corner case problems like the one device class that Juju happens to do worse than the old stack. But the chain of logic from Linux is about choice to ship everything and let the user choose how they want their sound to work starts with fallacy and ends with disaster. So this sounds like it roots in the different sound stacks or sound servers that there are audio options, and everybody wants everything at once, but some projects are not quite in development. And so you've got Pulse that does a lot of things but doesn't do things quite right. So you've got Bluetooth that becomes an issue on Pulse. Pipewire provides different interactions with different APIs for like Pulse, Alsa, and so on, and does Bluetooth a bit better. It does have its issues, and Pipewire also implements other things like Pipewire Capture in order to provide output recording for video. So it becomes more than just audio. So you get a thing of the one thing becomes monolithic, and then it's no longer a choice because everybody's using that one thing like systemd. Or you fragment everything, and then you have to add in all these different things to get the features that you want. So it becomes less about choice and more of a headache. So yeah, makes sense. If you enjoyed the video, then like, comment, subscribe, feed the algorithm, boost the video up, share this video with your friends. If you found it informative or you just want to chat, I've got plenty of places in the description, Discord, Guilded, and what have you. Check those out, and I will see you guys in the next one.